What's up, farming family? How y'all doing today? Today, I'm talking about two of the best priced paddles in pickleball in terms of Kevlar, the Pickln Alectos. Both of them are right behind me. I'm going to hopefully point at the right one as I describe it. If I'm pointing at the wrong one, y'all know what I'm talking about because I'm talking about the color. This one is the green Kevlar. It's the green Kevlar. And it's part Kevlar, part carbon fiber. This one is the blue Kevlar. It is 100% Kevlar. They both play entirely different. They're for different types of players. I've got a code for this company. It's Farmer. If you use that at checkout, you'll get $20 off. And when you get to the value for your money part, you're going to be kind of surprised by the price of these, especially the 100% Kevlar paddle. But yeah, let's get into this. But before we do, one thing I want to address is the rubber bands on the handle. About a month and a half ago, I started playing with a few paddles, and these were two of them, and I felt vibrations in the blue Kevlar, and it was very, very, very tiny vibrations, and I was like, what in tarnation is happening here? I asked John from Hometown Pickleball, and he was like, oh, take off that rubber band and see what happens. I took it off. Instant change in the paddle. There was no more vibrations, and it's just because it was a tiny vibration. If you're using the Adidas metal bone, that rubber band taken off isn't going to matter. But yeah, I wanted to leave out as a disclaimer, their rubber bands are stiff and it literally transfers vibrations down to the handle. So take that off. You don't need it. I take it off on every paddle. Ugh. But yeah, let's get into this review, y'all. The first one I'm going to talk about is the pop and the power of the blue pure Kevlar. So if you're wanting to talk about the pop on this one, this is easily one of the most plush Gen 2 paddles I've ever played with. I've played with literally most of them on the market, most of the high brand names. This one is super plush. Haven't played with the Ruby a lot, but I could see this one being a competitor for the Ruby. And this one might even be a little bit softer than that, to be honest with you. So, this is what I would think. If you're using a Vatic Prism Flash or anything that's really, really soft, and you're looking for an upgrade in terms of Gen 2, this one is probably in the top 3 of paddles that I'm going to recommend to you. Like, straight up. And in terms of power, this is average compared to most of the other Gen 2 hybrid-shaped paddles. I'd probably put it somewhere close to the double black diamond. When I switched between them, I couldn't tell my drives were going any harder or any faster than the other one was. When it comes to the green Kevlar raw carbon fiber blend, the face is definitely poppier than the pure blue Kevlar is, by a decent amount. This does not feel like the Pickleball Pro Energy Line S. It also does not feel like the Thrive Azul. If I was to say it, it wouldn't be directly in the middle. It'd be slightly lower towards the Pro Energy Line S. But if you're bouncing between the two, there's definitely a pop difference. You'll definitely be able to tell it. And then when it comes to the power of this, it felt like it was pretty close to the 16mm Flash. I've played with that a little bit over the last couple of weeks, and I know it has a little bit more power than the double black diamond, and I felt this one also had a little bit more power than the pure blue Kevlar version did. So if you're wanting a paddle with a little bit more pop and a little bit more power, I would go with the green Kevlar raw carbon fiber blend. But if you're going for a control paddle in terms of Gen 2, then I would jump on the blue Kevlar train and just ride that bad boy to easy blocks, resets, and drops. In terms of control, I basically just said that in the pop and the power section. So, the blue Kevlar, easily controllable. If you've used any of the Gen 2 raw carbon fiber paddles or the Kevlar paddles, this one is going to be a piece of cake. The face is super plush compared to them. It's not like a Gen 1 or a Vatic Prism Flash. But if I were to upgrade from a Gen 1 or a Vatic Prism Flash and I wanted something that wasn't going to completely destroy and mess up my game for a couple of weeks till I got used to it, I would get the blue Kevlar. Easily one of the more controllable Gen 2s. Now, when it comes to the green Kevlar / raw carbon fiber blend, I'm just going to call it the green blend going forward. It is definitely a little bit harder to control. If you're wanting something that's easier to control, I would avoid this one and go to the blue. But if you're wanting something with a little bit more pop off the face for speed ups and stuff like that, this might be something you're wanting to go to if the Thrive Azul is too poppy for you. When it came to RPMs, the blue Kevlar got 1992 RPMs, and the green blend got 1979. Okay, those are pretty good spin numbers. Realistically, there shouldn't be any complaining if you buy these paddles and play with them. You're going to be able to do your slices, your, top spins, anything you want to. And these numbers are off of serves where we're just literally welling on it to get maximum top spin. A lot of the shots and stuff you're doing, you're not going to be applying that much top spin. When it came to the swing weights of these paddles, both of my swing weights were relatively close. The blue Kevlar was 116. The green blend was 117. Okay, these are literally standard for hybrid shape paddles. It's right on average. If you played with a hybrid shape, this is going to feel like most of them. It's got similar shape to most of them. So there's not really much else to say there, to be honest with you. And when it came to the weights, one weighed 8 ounces and the other one weighed 8.1 ounces. Like I always say, I don't care about the overall static weights. The swing weights is what matters, because that's what's happening, when you're trying to hit drives or when you're trying to hit a counter that's coming at you, from a speed up, it's coming at you really, really fast. You need the hand speed, and these are right on average with hybrids. If you've used hybrids before, there shouldn't be any complaints. When it came to the twist weights, the twist weight of it was 6.47 for the blue Kevlar, and it was 6.49 for the green blend. Once again, it's right at that 6.5 average that a lot of the hybrid shapes are at. I don't see any issues of it twisting in your hand whatsoever. And then when it came to the sweet spot, I felt like the sweet spot, okay, it's not necessarily that the sweet spot was bigger on the blue Kevlar. You just don't feel feedback from hitting it a little bit off the sweet spot like you do with the green blend. If you like a, like a stiffer style face, and you like whenever you can tell when you've mishit, the green blend will be for you. But if you like, a more plush face where, it sort of mutes the off-center shots and stuff, the blue Kevlar is good. But overall, the sweet spots are pretty close. It just depends on how you like how it feels after you hit the ball outside of the sweet spot. When it comes to value for your money, the blue Kevlar is $139.99. Like I said in the control section, if you are wanting one of the most controllable Gen 2 paddles on the market with a really cool looking blue face, it's not like a shiny blue face that sticks out. You can see it behind me. It looks somewhat blackish, but it definitely looks different than all the raw carbon fibers. This is it. You can jump from a Vatic Prism Flash. You can jump from a Gen 1. You can jump from a Lux. Any of those paddles and go to this, and it's not going to disrupt your game at all. And to be honest, there's a lot of Vatic Prism Flashes in my community, because that was one I used to recommend to people a lot, because control is a big aspect of the game. But now with people starting to get more and more powerful paddles, I think now, since the paddles, or most of the Vatic Prism Flashes in my area, are starting to become worn out, because it's probably been 7 or 8 months, this is a paddle that I'm probably going to recommend and let a lot of people try in my area. That's how much I, stand behind this for someone that's jumping up from a more controllable paddle. Now, when it comes to the green blend, I will be a little more wary about who I recommend this to. This is a $129.99, dollar paddle. So the people I'd recommend this to would be people who need pop that's upgrading from something like the blue Kevlar or a Ruby or a Pickleball Pro Energy Line S. So I feel like this reaches different groups, different niches and groups. But the one I would recommend the most is definitely the blue Kevlar to majority of the people, especially all of us that are below the, 4.5 level. We'd probably all be better off with the blue Kevlar, to be honest. But yeah, and then the green one, you want hand battles, you want the extra pop, stuff like that. Just go in on that, but just know it's going to take a little bit longer for you to get used to it. But overall, both of these are great paddles, easily good value for their money, really well priced. Comment down below, let me know what you thought of these two paddles. Until next time, stay safe, have a good day, drink plenty of water. Peace, y'all.